What's up, everybody? It's Chris Tag, or the average guy, whatever you want to call me. I don't care, just keep it nice. But I want to go over a question I get quite often from family members, friends, fellow gamers, whoever it might be that ask me, do you prefer Titanfall 2 or Titanfall? What's your favorite of those two games? What's your preference? So I want to discuss that here in the video. So if you like the video, make sure to drop that like. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel if you want to. Leave a comment, it's always appreciated. But I won't leave you hanging any longer. Let's get right into it. Alright, so now to the question at hand. Titanfall or Titanfall 2? Which is going to be the better game out of the two that comes out? So usually people think with sequels, well, it depends. If you're talking about Call of Duty, not always the case. But you're thinking, hey, they're going to make all their improvements, the sequel is going to be better than the original, so obviously Titanfall 2 is going to be the better game, right? Well, that's not that easy of a question to actually answer. It really depends on what your style of play is. So for me, I actually prefer the original Titanfall, because when I played Titanfall, well, let's back that up a little bit. I can't even say that. I prefer both games for different reasons. So back when I was playing the original Titanfall, I thoroughly enjoyed playing in a Titan. So I loved going around, I loved to choose my Titan. So when I got into Titanfall 2, I thought that was going to be the same way, where I would just enjoy playing in my Titan, get in my Titan, go around and play. However, that's not the case. So I would say, I guess my most honest answer would be, if someone preferred playing into a Titan with a Titan, I would say that the original Titanfall was probably going to be the better game. If you prefer playing as a pilot, I would say that Titanfall 2 probably going to be the better game. Now let me tell you why. So you have all your Titans now in Titanfall 2. So you have North Star, Ion, Legion, Tone, Ronin, Scorch. Those are the Titans that you can play with. So you think offhand, whoa, you have 6 Titans to play with. You only had the Ogre, the Atlas Titan, and Strider in Titanfall. Why do you not prefer having 6 options? Well, the reason for that is you look on the screen here, I'll flash in the background. With each one of the Titans that you get now, you only have a set number of options and variants that you can play. Like Scorch only has his single weapon. Ronin only has his bullet gun. I forget what that's actually called, but it's going to be on the screen, so don't judge me. All right, and so on and so forth. You can only play with one weapon. But when you think back to the original Titanfall, you could play with a Strider. You had 3 boosts. You could play with the 40mm cannon if you want. You could play with the arc cannon if you want. You could play with the XO16 chain gun if you wanted. You could flip-flop back and forth. You could have all these different loadouts. You could have a dash in every single one of your models. You don't have that now. So you had a lot more options. So just at first glance, if you have 3 Titans, there's 6 different guns that you can choose from. You kind of already have 18 Titan options. Right now, you still only have the 6 because you can't swap weapons. Like Ronin can't use Scorch's weapon, and Scorch's can't use Ronin. The Scorch Titan, for example, doesn't have any boost at all. So even with the Ogre, you still had 1 boost. You don't have that in Titanfall 2. You don't have the different, the boost option with all Titans. You don't have all the variants that you can use with every single Titan. So for that sole purpose alone, I would say that Titanfall would be the better game out of the two if you prefer to play in a Titan. Just because you had a lot more options, you could do a lot more things. Granted, they're not as creative as they are now with the new Titanfall 2, but at least you got those options. Now, if you wanted to play with the pilots, I would say that Titanfall 2 is going to be, the better of the two games. I would vote Titanfall 2 as the better game because, one, they introduced all the camos. So as you see in the background here, I'll flip through some of the camos for you. You could be more customizable with your Titan. You have all these different options, with your pilot. You have all these options. You can make your guy look different. You can make your gun look different. So for the customizable point of view, I would say that Titanfall 2 is definitely going to be the game. Now, I think the movement is a little... I've actually gone back and forth either way, but I think that the movement actually in Titanfall 2, I like it more for a pilot than I did the original Titanfall. But it's very, very similar. I don't have any gameplay, unfortunately, plus it really wouldn't show you because it's from a controller point of view. But I prefer the movement in Titanfall 2 is for my pilot, but I prefer the movement in Titanfall for the Titans. So, it's not a cut and dried answer I can give you on which game's the better game. But I think it all depends on your style of play. So like one of the things that I like to do, and I know, when I play with my other brother-in-law a lot, is he was a smart pistol player, like 100%, nonstop, that's what he used. You don't have that option now. It's still a boost option, but I don't like that they limited you away from using that. Now, granted, I didn't use it a lot. I was always a carbine player, but now I'm cycling through the guns just because I like to play all the different guns now. But I liked that aspect in Titanfall, is that you did have the option to use a smart pistol if you wanted to go around and kill a lot of grunts. It was the easiest way to do so. But they didn't take away the option 100%. So it's still there, don't get me wrong. So you have that option in Titanfall 2. And I think they got a lot more creative with, with the Gravity Star, what's the name of the one that's like a incendiary throwing star, essentially. You have the grapple now. So I thought the additions that Titanfall 2 made to the pilots far outweighed the additions that they did to the Titans. Granted, the game looks spectacular. I think all the Titans look phenomenal now, but I don't think they were as good as they were in the original Titanfall as far as usage, playability, certainly what you could do with each one. And I don't like that not all the Titans now have a dash capability. So, as far as that stuff goes, I'm sorry I keep lifting up my glasses. My glasses broke last week, my normal glasses, so these just keep falling down. So I apologize. Until I get the other ones fixed, I'm stuck with these. But so I don't think it's a real cut and dried answer. But now it's going to be pretty contradictory to what I say now. So as far as play, I would say, you can go either way. Again, if it's Titans, the original Titanfall. If you like pilots, Titanfall 2. I think overall as a game, though, because it's a more complete game, I would say Titanfall 2, probably the better of the two games, just because overall it gives you a lot more options spread across the board. We now have a campaign, which we didn't have in the original Titanfall, so that's a good addition. And I think just the little nuances that they made are certainly a step up from the original Titanfall. So I think Respawn's going in the right direction. So overall, if you like pilots, Titanfall I think is the better game. Or Titanfall 2 I think is a better game. If you like Titans, I believe the original Titanfall is the better game. Overall, as far as a full complete game, I would say Titanfall 2 probably edges out Titanfall for the better game. But that was that, just in my humble average opinion. That's what I would say about the two games. You can take it or leave it for what you want. Certainly drop it in the comments. Let me know what your favorite of the two are if you had a chance to play them, if you prefer Titanfall or if you prefer Titanfall 2. But this is Chris Tagger, the Average Guy. You guys have a good rest of your day, and as always, you take care.